Hello everyone and welcome to Design Kings. I am the Visioneer. Thank you for joining us on our very first episode brought to you by BeCreativeDesignStudio.com. Design Kings will be your all things design tutorial section on the website and social media. It won't always be me and it won't always be a king. We do have design queens that will be giving tutorials as well in the coming episodes. With that being said, let's dive right into this very first episode. We're going to start with a frequently asked question. I get it all the time from friends and family and various other people that I run into on my travels. How do you take a background out of an image or an image that you want out of a background? Well, there are several ways to do it, and I'm sure you've seen a bunch of tutorials. I'm going to show you a way that you might not have seen. Maybe you have seen it. Maybe you've played around with the tool and not known that you could use it in this way. Let's learn something today. So I'm going to show you how to use a clipping path, and I'm going to show you what a clipping path is. First, you're going to select your pen tool, or Bezier tool as it used to be called back in the day. And there's a few things you need to note. First and foremost, make sure you come up to the top left corner here where it says path. On yours, it might not say path. I usually use paths, so Photoshop remembers this for me. You might have it on shape. Shape is fine, it'll work the same way, except you won't be able to save the path, so you're going to have to copy and paste it into the paths section. Now I'm going to go back to path here so I don't forget. This is my path section. You might not have it there on the right hand side. You might have it somewhere up here. You might have it up here. And if it's not there at all, go ahead and go to Window and then click on Path, and it should activate the path window for you and either float it around or put it off to this area here. Okay, enough about that. Now that you know kind of what a path is and how they kind of work, I'm going to show you how to create one, and then we'll go from there. So you're going to clip out your angel, and the way you're going to do that is you're going to start putting points down. I'm going to zoom in really tight here. I like to get in at 200%, maybe 300%, depending on the image. This super high res, you can get in pretty tight. 400% sometimes is a good ratio. But you go ahead and start clicking, and you can hold shift to create straight lines, and then if you hold the button down, the mouse down, you can create curves. So you click and hold and you can create your curve. Now if you want to deactivate your curve or close your curve, basically is what you're doing, you hold Alt down on on a PC or Option on a Mac and click on your point, and it should deactivate the curve and you can create another curve. Now let me show you something here. If you don't do that, if you don't deactivate the curve and you click and make another point, Photoshop guesses where that curve is going to go next. It doesn't always work though. So you can create one, and if it's working fairly well for you, then you don't have to close your curves. But sometimes it does not work very well at all. See? Actually, I did that one wrong there. See, it didn't create a nice enough curve for me. So I'm going to go ahead and deactivate that one and create my own. You can do it whichever way makes it faster for you. Now this is a time-consuming process, more so than the magic wand, but it is so much more accurate and so much more clean. So I use paths all the time, and it really, I've gotten so used to it, it doesn't really take me that long anymore, because once you get used to it, you can clip something out fairly quickly and it looks clean and nice. So as you're going through and creating your paths, you're going to see on your path section, it's going to start to build and start to cut out your image. Got a little too close there. And as it does that, it's going to create what we call an outline. So rather than sit here and create this whole outline for you and show you on screen. It'll probably take me a while. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to show you a few other things though real quick before I step away to create my paths, and then I'll be right back. But you are also, after you create your outline for the whole angel, and I'm talking you're going to trace around the whole thing, here, all the way down here, leg, arm, face, head, wings, and then come down here to a stop. And then you're going to also zoom in here and get these little areas, these tiny little areas here, and create your paths and close them. So you'll see a little circle there, and that will let you know that you're going to be closing your path. That means your path is ready to be used, and once you lay down another point, it'll create another path for you, and keep that path live over there on the right hand side here. See, it's still there, which is a good thing. Now, one of the things that can happen though, if you do go off to the side and click out here and it still says work path, problem is it's gonna erase what you just did. So now it's not there anymore. That guy's not there anymore. You don't want that to happen. So every time you close a path and you have created a path, make sure you save the path by naming the path. Once you name it, I'm going to name it intersect. Let's name that intersect. And now when you click off of it and create another path, voila, it saves it for you up here, intersect. And then you can keep on going your merry way with the rest of your paths, which is a great thing. Name that one leg. And keep on going. Obviously, you're going to probably use the outline of the angel for this portion, but I'm going to go ahead and outline my angel right now and come back to you in a second. Okay, so we're back, and it took 1/10 of a second. Just kidding. It did take me a little bit to do, and now I have my outline, and you guys are probably freaking out because I have one path section over here, and I just finished telling you guys to save each one that you create. So you're probably going, hey, wait a minute, why do you only have one work path and I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, probably have 4 different work paths? Well, that's because I combined mine. I did that on purpose because I want to show you how to combine your paths. So go ahead and click on your separate paths, and it could be one at a time. Let's say you only have this one. Go ahead and copy it, or come up to edit and copy, and let's pretend that I have it off to this section here, and it's not in this path here. Alright, you can copy it and paste it into another path. Awesome. Makes things nice and clean, and you only have one path section to work with. You can always go in there and select them individually, right click, make a selection, and say okay. It'll make a selection of the thing that you clicked on. Now, if you just click on your general outline and make a right click and make a selection, it'll outline everything. That's what you want. You wanted to cut it out, and there you go. The dancing ants, magical dancing ants, ready to cut out your angel image. Now, one of the things that you need to know about paths is flatness and roundness. Go over here to your to the right hand side of your path section. Click on your path, highlight it, and then go to the options and go to clipping path, and you'll see here it says that the angel outline is what you have selected. The flatness is 2. Basically what the flatness is the flatness of your curve. If you zoom in on your path, let's zoom in here and zoom in real tight, you'll see that my paths are pretty flat here. They're not perfect because I was lazy, but you can see that the pixels are they're all squares. So what these paths do, and they try to simulate a curved line. Pixels are squares. It's weird, I know, but what Photoshop tries to do is it tries to get it within 2 pixels of flatness. So meaning that at every 2 pixels or so you're going to have a flat line, or basically your curves are going to be a lot more round and less jagged. If you use the magic wand tool or the color range tool to cut out your backgrounds, you may notice when you zoom in on your image that the image is kind of jagged and it's real rough. Well, with paths you don't get that, especially if you set your clipping path to a 2-point curve, as we like to call it, or 2 device pixels. Anyway, that being said, let's go ahead and clip out your angel. You can do this several ways. You can right click on your path section and say make selection, and it automatically selects your angel there. You can click on your path, come out here to your area, live area, and then say, click on it, right click, make selection, or you can click on your path area there and then click on the line itself and make a selection of that path by itself. Now, here's another thing that may be happening to you guys. Here's a troubleshooting section for you. If you're selecting the angel and it's not selecting these inner parts for you, there may be a reason for that, and I'm going to show you how to fix that. Go ahead and click on your outline, the big path that you created, and come up to the top here in this section, and you'll see these 3 things. You're going to be concentrating on the path operations. In your path operations, you're going to make sure that your outline path, your big path, is on combine shapes. But then you're going to also come in here and click on these little guys in the inner portion of your path, and make sure that it's on exclude overlapping shapes. That will make sure that everything is selected properly. You can do it in the reverse as well. It will work in the reverse. It will select your background rather than your angel, which you can do as well, because that's what you want to cut out. But what I like to do is I like to select the angel, and I like to go over here to layer, new, layer via copy, or Command J or Apple J. Now you have selected your angel and the background is gone. Let's go ahead and fill and see. The background is gone. Now you can see there's some edges, and my clipping was a little bit sloppy. That will happen, especially when you're trying to do something very quick. Now here's a quick way to fix those edges without having to go and fix each individual path, which you can do, by the way, by clicking on your paths here and go to your arrow here, click on your white arrow, and your white arrow will let you select each individual path, and you can adjust from there if you want. If you want to do that, I'm not going to do that. It would take forever to fix these edges, but I did it on purpose so I could teach you something. Go ahead and select your outline again of your angel, and it looks like it's about 2 pixels, maybe 3 pixels that I've missed on this angel as far as my clipping path is concerned. Go up to select, modify, contract. You want to contract your selection by 2 pixels. Now, you didn't see much of a change far away, but if you look up close, it contracted the pixels all the way to the edge that you needed. Now, you can go ahead. If you want, you can delete, but it's going to delete your angel. You don't want to do that. What you're going to do is you're going to invert your selection, which is right here under select, inverse. Now, what it's going to do is it's going to select all of the white. Well, really, you're not really selecting the white. You're really selecting the transparent portion of the image. So now that it's selected everything but the angel, you can go ahead and hit delete, and your edges are gone. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you use paths, which is why they're so important and why they're so cool. There's so much you can do with paths. They're very, very, very important to a designer, and I use them all the time, and other designers use them all the time. Color correctors use them all the time. Even in animation, paths are used a lot. So now that you know how to use a path, go out and create something with paths. Send it to me. Write me in the comments if you have any questions further than this, any troubleshooting you need. If you need another tutorial, let me know. Either I will do it or I'll get somebody to do it. Thank you for watching this very first episode of Design Kings. We'll see you, I don't know, in about a month or so. Like I said, like, subscribe, go to becreativedesignstudio.com. Like us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, all that good stuff. See you guys next time. Hey friends, this is the Visioneer. Thank you for watching my tutorial. If you liked it, please hit the subscribe button below and go to our website, becreativedesignstudio.com, where you can like our Facebook page, follow us on Twitter and Instagram, and a very special thanks to Ghetto Tactics, Neighborhood Opa, and Menage a Quad for providing the music under. You can listen to their music and more at riosradio.com, El Paso source for local and independent music.